Hello, this is SpaceCat, and I'm going to be talking you guys through one of my mods, armor set bonuses. It's not going to be too long of a video, hopefully. We're basically going to go through what armor set bonuses is, the default generated armor set bonuses that come with the mod when you first launch, the wiki and walking through that wiki just to explain everything for clarification, and how to create your own armor set bonus. All of this information is on the wiki, so if you're not sure, you can either go back through this video or look on the wiki and you should find it somewhere there. It's probably worth noting that this video isn't going to be a comprehensive guide, but more like a introductory run through of everything. And to begin, I just want to clarify that we are using version 13.1 of armor set bonuses. So if you are working with a later or earlier version, you may find that some of the features are not available in your version, so please keep that in mind. If you're not sure what's in your version, the easiest thing you can do is open up the wiki, go to the changelog here, and you can look through all the changes that I've made throughout with all versions. So let's get started. So, hang on, let me just align my windows. There we go. What is armor set bonuses? Simply put, armor set bonuses is a mod inspired by Terraria, believe it or not. I really liked the bonuses that the player can have in Terraria, and I wanted to have that in Minecraft, so I went ahead and made it. So when you search for a piece of armor, such as diamond armor, we can see here, let's just grab those, that they all have, you can see at the bottom there it says part of the diamond set, and you can hold shift and control to show more details about what it does. So I'm going to throw us into survival quickly and equip these, and you can see, let me unequip one, when I have a correct piece of armor equipped, it lights up as green on the requirements there. So if I put that back on, you can now see that the diamond chestplate is highlighted green. And at the bottom it tells you what the full set bonus does. So in this case, it applies to yourself and adds 2 hearts. And if I come out of this, you can see just here, there are 2 hearts on the player. And if I remove a piece, I lose the hearts. So that is a default armor set, along with almost everything else you see in this video. I'll show you the default armor sets in a moment. Actually, let's do that now. Let's go back into creative, and if we search set, we can see them all. So all the armor sets that are in Minecraft 1.20 currently have bonuses applied to them. So the leather set is just leather gear, and it gives you +3 armor. So on top of the 1, 4, 5, 6, 7 armor that you get here, you get another 3. So that will bring you to 10 armor. And that's it for that one. That probably worth noting, armor sets work in 2 ways. They can either apply to attributes or add effects. So the leather armor set and the diamond armor set both mess with the player's attributes. The chainmail set is a part of 2 armor sets here. So let's focus on the iron set, because I will get onto the additional set in a moment. But you can see the iron set allows you to have either iron or chainmail interchangeably. So if I just equip all of these, and let's go back into survival, you can see if I've got full chainmail, remember we're looking at the bottom set here, it gives me strength level 1, and it may look like it's going to expire, but it does refresh. So as long as I've got the armor set equipped, it will refresh, and if we give that a moment, you'll see now it will go below 10 and eventually to 0. And then again, if I equip all of the iron armor, you can see that it still meets the requirements for the armor set and gives me strength again. And if I swap out armor for armor, so in this case iron chest plate for a chainmail chest plate, it still meets those requirements. So the idea is that you can, the feature is called a mix and match feature, and it allows you to do this basically. Carrying on, the mod has full mod support, so any mod that adds items in the normal way, how it should be added through deferred registry and all that, mod developers will know what I mean by that. Any mod that adds items that way, and again the same for effects and attributes, if they're added in the standard way, the way that Minecraft does it, or that mod loaders recommend, this mod will work with them. So you are able to equip ruby armor from the example mod that someone's made somewhere, that kind of stuff. And again, you could use attributes for, I know there's like RPG mods out there that might use attributes, so you can make this work with those. You just got to do a bit of working out, making sure you get the correct information from all of the mods you want to integrate with. What else do we have? Interaction types. So I mentioned earlier that these mods have an interaction type. These bonuses have an interaction type of self. So you can see at the bottom there, full set bonuses self. There are other types, and I'll show you those on the wiki in a bit. But yes, basically we can make the armor do different things. And on top of that, there is also a config option within each armor set to see if it will apply to only the player, in a sense of when the player is wearing the armor, or to other mobs when they're wearing armor. So if I were to spawn in a zombie and it was wearing full diamond armor, it would get 2 more hearts. By default, this feature is disabled because it is very resource intensive. I think that's the right word on the game. So you can use it, but if you have lots of armor sets, just be aware you may lag the game with how many armor sets you have and interacting with all entities. If you think about it this way, right now the mod is just checking my player right here because I'm the only entity in the game. But if I was to spawn in a bunch of zombies, am I in peaceful mode? Yeah, there we go, change that to easy. If I were to spawn in a bunch of zombies, or slimes for that matter, it will check for every single zombie here if they are equipping the same armor. So it's doing that. Let's see if there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 zombies plus me. That's 8 entities roughly, obviously ignoring all the other ones. So it's doing 8 multiplied by how many sets there are. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, technically 7 because I had 2 sets on here. So it's doing 8 times 7, which I'm not gonna do the math, but if you want to do the math, feel free to. That's how many checks it's doing per tick, I believe. So that's obviously a lot. And then if you're doing multiplayer, you times that number by 2 if you've got 2 players. Oh wait, well no, it gets more complicated than that really, because it really does depend on how many entities there are. So that's that's one of the features that you can use, but I advise against. Let's go back into peaceful. So, a couple of other things. There are also effect conditions. So, armor set bonuses is able to check if an effect is applicable when in rain, for example, or when not in rain. It's possible to do inverse conditions as well, and I'll get into that in a moment. And finally, custom tooltips. So on these, you can there's 2 ways to do custom tooltips. The first one is to use the language file, and you can translate the tooltips completely into a different language if you'd like to. The other way is you can actually remove what is in this tooltip and replace it with your own stuff completely. So you might want to hide the bonuses, or you might want to make it look like an armor set has no bonuses at all. So for example, I've seen somebody in the past make the netherite, excuse me, the netherite and diamond set heavy, and it gives slowness. Now they didn't hide the bonus description, but you could make it so that when they equip it all, it gives them slowness and they don't know where it's coming from, kind of thing, and they might be able to work out that, oh, it's coming from a full set of armor. But that's completely down to you. These are just all options that are available to you. So yes, that is armor set bonuses. There is a lot more features and stuff. It's all on the wiki, so please jump onto the wiki if you want to learn more. I don't have time to go through everything. So the default generated set bonuses, let's go take a look at those. So to begin with, all armor set bonuses are stored in your .minecraft folder and the config folder. And armor sets, sorry. So Minecraft, config, armor sets. If you look here, you can see these are the 5 default generated ones, and then there's this additional one here, which is I created for an example. So let's open one of these, and we can see that it is. Oh, that's probably a bad example. Actually, let's stick to diamond. You can see here that it is a. I'm going to keep that in the middle actually. JSON file. That's what I'm trying to say. This is a JSON file. If you're not sure what a JSON file is, I really encourage you to go online, do some research, and learn about the JSON file language before jumping into any of my mods, because they all use JSON files, and you need to know how to make a JSON file effectively if you want to use my mods to their full potential. If you're just here to make something really basic that just works, go for it. There's no judgment here. I'm just glad you are deciding to look into and use my mods. So here we can see we set the armor set name. We set a performance mode, is what I mentioned earlier about if it should perform only on the player or on all entities. And then you've got head, chest, legs, boots, and then the bonuses array. Let's jump onto the wiki to go through some of this stuff. So on the wiki, you can see that I've got, this is, there'll be a link for this, but if you end up on this page, just click on armor set bonuses, and you can see here that there is a specification a little bit further down. This explains everything. So you can see default values as well, so again, performance mode. But you can see it's all kind of outlined as to what you can actually do. Let's focus on this page first. We've got the partial bonuses, which is a feature that allows you to have some bonuses when you've got a certain amount of the armor set equipped. So here you can see the netherite set, partial set bonuses, in brackets 2, that's how many you need to be equipping in order to get resistance 1, and then when you get the rest of the set you also get fire resistance. So if I just quickly equip that to show you, I've got resistance, nothing, now I've got both, and then that's basically it there. So jumping back onto this, so that would set how many items need to be equipped in order to apply the partial bonus. They are defined. Partial set bonus and full set bonuses are both arrays, bonus object arrays, which are formatted the same way. They're just their name is different, and that's how the mod determines which one to use, obviously. And what I mentioned earlier about hiding your generator tooltip and using custom tooltips, you can do here. Within the wiki, you've got the set piece object. This one, it takes in an item key, which is just Minecraft : iron sword would be an example. Here you can see the diamond helmet. The easy way to get an item key is in game, press F3 and H at the same time to show advanced tooltips, press E, and then you can see just before, let's actually get a block, an oak log, you can see that it's got Minecraft oak log. That is the item key. Again, like I shown earlier, for the armor, you can see Minecraft netherite helmet with 1 MBT tag. You don't need to worry about the MBT tag, so it's just MBT. So that's that. Mix and match, I showed you that earlier. It's an array of strings, and I'll get on to how to build one later. must be empty. You can also make it so that it cannot be like the slot needs to be empty in order to work. So, for example, you might want an armor set bonus where they cannot equip a helmet, and you can do that. And enchantments allows you to check if an enchantment is on an item, whatever you like there. I'm not going to jump into this one. There are examples on the wiki under code here. We've also got the additional set pieces. I will show that in the next part of this video. And then we've got the bonus object array, which is a collection of different ways to add bonuses. Again, I'm not going to go into every single little thing. I'll cover the basics when we create our own armor set. So let's go ahead and create a armor set bonus from scratch so that you guys can see how it really works when you want to create your own. There's two ways to begin. The first way is just to copy one and paste it, and you can edit that one. But the way I'm going to do it is slightly different. We're going to copy this file structure, and then we're going to go into Notepad. This is built in Notepad. You can use like Notepad++ or something if you want. First thing we're going to do is File, Save As, and then go to our file place, wherever you want to, well, wherever your config folder is. Apologies for the lack of technical terms. And then down here, you can select your type as all files, and then name it. So let's call our one the mixed armor set. And then we're going to make it a JSON file. So at the end we put .json, just like that, and then save it. And then you can see there mix.json being created. Its type is a JSON file, and we can now edit it how we like. So we'll be using a wiki to build this. I'm going to put it on the other screen so I can show you just this one full time. Okay, so to begin with, let's create the root of the armor set, which is basically just a JSON object. In terms of formatting, spaces aren't a big deal. I like to make sure my formatting is clean and tidy, so I will be spacing out. There's also tools you can use online to help you, which I'll show you one in a bit. So we're going to set our armor set name first, and it's important to note that the capitalization does matter, and for all the properties in our JSON file, it will be a camel case with the first letter being lowercase. So that's basically where every word has a capital to represent it, or there are a couple where it's a bit different. So we're calling this one mixed, just like that. And put a comma and go to our next one. Let's do the head slot first, and that is a JSON object. And the item key, actually, let's make it so, but we had to provide an item key, so let's make it Minecraft golden helmet, just like that. And then I'm actually going to set this one, let me just check the wiki, but I think I'm going to set this one as empty. Bear with me. Here we go. Yeah, let's make this one so it must be empty. So it must be empty true. Okay, and then we'll do the next slot, which will be the chest. And this will be, again, I'm going to go for the golden chest plate. And just so I don't get it wrong, actually, I'm going to double check the item key here. So golden helmet, golden chest plate. Just like that. And again, this is just me formatting it, but you do not have to put a space here. I just like to. That's all we're going to put for the chest. And then for legs, we're going to do another object. And let's call this, oops, item key. Let's do netherite. And again, I want to double check that it's definitely netherite leggings. So netherite. Yep, it is. And then we'll do leather boots. So, yep, leather boots. And then find, oh, something I forgot there. Need to make sure you put a comma after each object. And then this is boots. And this would be item key. Leather boots. But I'm also going to make this one a mix and match. So mix and match. Let's bring up the specification again. So this is a string array. So we will create an array instead of an object. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. There we go. And this string will be just anything we want to swap it with. So I'm going to say it can be leather boots or it can be diamond boots. I forgot I need to put Minecraft at the start like that. And then I'm actually going to do it again. Minecraft. And this time I'm going to put iron boots. So as you can see here, a string array is defined slightly differently to a normal object where it's got square brackets. And then it's just stringed inside, separated with commas. Yeah, okay. So that is the. Yeah, let's actually no, we won't do that. I'll explain that later. Let's add a bonus. So I'm not going to add any partial bonuses. I'm just going to go straight to adding a full set bonus. So full set. Oh, sorry, that maybe is capital S. Bonuses. And again, a full set bonuses is an object array. Specifically, it is a bonus object array. So we're going to bring up this like this, and then we're going to create an object inside of here. And just to save me a bit of time, I'm going to copy that so I can just paste it. So a full set bonus array, we're going to do what effect should we do? I can't decide. Let's do regeneration. So we're going to create the type. Oops. And because we're doing a potion effect, it will have to be an effect type. And then the name, this will be the name of a potion effect. Again, it's a potion key, so it'll be Minecraft. And we said regeneration, didn't we? And then the value, this will be the level starting at 1. So 0 wouldn't do anything. So if we do level, oh, I think so actually. Anyway, let me just check there. Oh no, sorry, I'm wrong. It's the level starting at 0. So if you put 0, that would be level 1. 1 would be level 2. 2 would be level 3. 34 would be level 35. Nope. Yes, it would. Sorry. Right, but we're going to put this as level 0 for regeneration 0. Sorry, for regeneration 1. And note that I didn't surround the value in quotes. That's because this is an integer, and that is right here. You can see the data type is number, and you don't need to surround it in quotes if it's a number. For the next one, probably worth, actually we'll go into that in a minute because I'll add an attribute as well. So let me just put this back up here. We will then add the interaction type, which will be, we've got several options for the interaction type, and I will show this actually. Here they are. So by default it is self, but you can also make it so that it applies to the entity you attack. You can make it so that it's when you interact, which is basically the right click. You can make it an immunity, so we can actually give ourselves the immunity would be to yourself. So, for example, you could give yourself immunity to weakness or wither. And then AoE, that's something that I've left on the wiki because I do want to add it one day. I've just never really got around to it. But yes, they're the options you've got. So we're going to choose self for that one. And then for the interaction duration, I'm going to set this to 300, which is the default value. And then that is pretty much it. So if we now save that, actually before we save it, I'm going to show you guys in case something's wrong. I'm actually going to create something that's purposefully wrong with this. So I'm going to add a value here called hide tooltip. Yeah, let's do that. So I'm very obviously made a mistake here, but I'm going to explain how you can debug. Let's just pretend that you don't know the problem here. In fact, if you can see, there is 3 problems here. If you can see all of them, good on you. What we're going to do is we're going to take this and we're going to bring up a JSON validator. I think, yeah, this will work. So I've just brought up this website, JSON formatter. You can pretty much go to Google and search any validator, any JSON validator that you can paste your JSON into and then process. And you can see here there's a few issues down here at the one we added in. Excuse my English. And it's telling us that it's expecting a comma or a closing object, not a string. And again, it's expecting a comma, colon, or closing object, not a string. So the first one is for hide generated tooltip, the second one is for true. So let's take a look at that. If we just minimize this, first of all, the comma, the reason it hasn't worked is because there's not a comma at the end of the array here. A clear example here is inside of this object, you can see that every single one of them, apart from the last one, has a comma. You don't need to put a comma on the last object within an object, but you do need to provide it to separate them all out. The second issue is this one here, which is meant to be a colon, not a semicolon. So now if we copy that and put it into our validator, it says it's passed, but it has automatically fixed that for us. That was meant to be a true value, not a string. So there's another thing. Some of these validators will automatically, you can see it inserted missing quotes for you. So it does fix some things. I'm actually going to change that back to true, as it should be. And now for the final test, if we go back up here and paste it, valid inserted missing quotes. Oh wait, no, sorry, this one. It's the one we're looking at. Valid, and it hasn't done anything else, so it's left it because it recognizes that a boolean can just be like that. And it's also formatted it quite nicely for us, so I can just replace that there, and I don't know if I actually changed anything. But yeah, there you go. So, I'm actually going to remove, after all that, I'm actually going to remove this because I don't want to hide the generated tooltip. So we can close that, minimize that. Now let's restart Minecraft. And we'll be able to see our new armor set in game, hopefully, if I've done everything correctly according to the JSON schema. So there is one error that I am expecting, and that is the name of the armor set to look weird in the tooltip. We will get to that in a moment, but while we're waiting, let's actually look at what we should expect. So I'm going to load the world, and then I'm going to go into the Minecraft logs folder and open the latest log. My reason for this is because if we scroll, actually you don't need to scroll very far, if you search for anything that has ASB message, you will see that it's done something. So here we can see that it's loaded the diamond, gold, iron, leather and mixed armor set, but oh no, the chest slot is invalid. Believe it or not, this was not planned. I thought I had it all correct. So let's actually fix that. Let's go back into our, we can close that one. Let's go back into our config. Do I have it here? Yes, I do. So it's telling us that for some reason item key Minecraft golden underscore chest plate is invalid. I'm going to give you a couple of moments to see if you can see what the problem is. I have already found it. There we go. So if you haven't seen it, it's the E right there. So now if I save that and restart Minecraft, also it's probably worth noting that it does tell you in game as well if there's an error, so if you don't look in the latest log, you can also look in game. If you ever look for support on our Discord, I will always ask for the latest log because that's the easiest way for me to see what's going on. So let's do that again and close the latest log here, go back into the logs folder, wait for this to load. I'm going to wait for it to get to the title screen first. So now if we go into our log and then search for ASP message, we can see that it has loaded it successfully, and then there's one there saying we've loaded 7 with no errors, and that is exactly what we like to see. So we can close that and go back into the game. Let's maximize it. Oh, I don't think you can see that actually, so I'm going to keep that like that. There we go. So if we go and find, what did we configure? We got a golden chest plate. I knew that because it just went broken. And we can also hold this and see netherite leggings and diamond, leather or iron boots. So let's grab those and netherite leggings. And there we go, we got our regeneration effect. Now if you notice, oh where is it? Let's go to the golden one. It's the bottom one here, part of the, and then there's a tooltip.translation. And then we've got the empty head slot. So this just to show you, if I put something in the head slot, the requirements for this armor set is no longer met. So we can see over here, regeneration should disappear. And there you go, it certainly has. And if I remove that, there we go, it's back. So there we go, we've done it. We have successfully added an armor set. What else can I show you about this? Let's fix the tooltip. So right now you can see the tooltip.translation.spacecatASP.setTile.mixSet. That is obviously not what we want to show. We want to show something that's readable. So what we're going to do is we are going to go into our Minecraft folder, resource packs, and I've already created a resource pack here. If you don't know how to create a resource pack, please jump online, take a look. There's so many people who have made tutorials on how to make resource packs, and it's actually quite easy. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to quickly disable the resource pack so we can edit it. And then we can go into this one here, and within the resource pack, I'm going to the lang file, so I just go to this one here, and then I can edit this. So the name of our, we're going to have to bring it back up because I have a horrible memory. It's going to be setTitle.mixed. So if we go over here, there's already some examples that you can copy. So you can just go ahead and copy one of these, paste it there, and then change that to whatever you want to show, which is mixed in this case. I'm just going to put that there. My name's Sam, by the way. I'm going to put that there just so that we can see if it, you can see what you can actually do. And then we make sure we change this here to mixed like that. And also, again, the commas are very important. This is a JSON file, so you've got to make sure you put a comma here, and make sure there's no comma on the final object. Save that, and then WinRAR will want me to update it. I can now close that, and then we can go and re-enable the mod pack, the resource pack, which is the ASB resource pack. Let that load. There we go. We can see that it's the mixed SAM test set. There you have it. That is very basically how you add things, bonuses to the game. There's one more thing I want to showcase because I am very proud of this feature, and that is the conditions feature. So let's go on to, we can close the resource pack now. Let's open our mix.json, and we can actually we'll keep it open for a second just in case. There is an example of this on the wiki as well, but I'm just going to create it because, in fact, I'm going to copy it just to save a bit of time. For the full set bonus, I'm going to add a condition using the conditions object. So this will be on block Minecraft stone. On top of that, I'm actually going to create a second full set bonus, and this one will be, one moment, that is correct. This will be an attribute, because I've shown you the effect but I haven't shown you attributes. So let's just bring up do excuse me, I'm trying to find an example that I can just use without having to do a load of research, but it looks like no, that is it. Looks like all of my examples are actually there's one. Okay. Right, so we're going to create a type, and this time it will be an attribute. Make sure you spell it correctly. And then the name, this will be the name of the attribute. So you can actually get a list of attributes in game by doing attribute username, and then you can see all of the attributes here that you can actually mess with. So I want to do one that's gonna have an effect, and I think movement speed, why not? We can get the base movement speed. 0.01, what's the base meant to be? Yeah, so modifier value. Right now, oh my, I can't actually get that. So the sorry, I'm just messing with the command a little bit there. We are going to add a modifier to the movement speed, basically. And so like you saw earlier, the base is 0.01. So let's see if we can get away with adding 0.5. So our movement speed right now is that. Let's now go into our, let's just see what it's meant to be. So Minecraft : generic dot movement underscore speed. Oh, it's right there. I don't even need to memorize it. How nice. Generic dot movement underscore speed. And then we are going to set the value to, let's go, yeah, 0.5. We'll see what happens. And then we also need to set the attribute operation, ION, and for this one we're going to add. Let me just bring up the wiki here and I'll show you. Where is it? So there are three different ways you can modify the attribute. The first one is you can add, so just a flat rate, add 1, 2, whatever you want to add to the attribute. The second one is to multiply the base value, and the third one is to multiply the total value. They all do different things. Multiplying base would take this base value here and multiply it by a certain number, and then multiply total would get the value, the actual, like, you know, if you've got a swiftness potion effect, it would add on to that basically. So we're going to stick with addition for now, just because it's nice and easy. So bring that up. Addition is a value of 0 and it doesn't have to be in quotes. And then modifier UUID. So this one, every effect essentially needs a UUID, and the reason that I've set it into the config here is because there's no way that it can go wrong, basically, unless you change it. So let me just generator. There is a certain website, yes, UUID tools. So if you go to uuidtools.com/Minecraft, you can generate a random UUID, which would be perfect for what we need it for, really. So I've just copied that and I'll paste it inside the quotes here. And that's that. And then finally, we need to add a description. And this, I'm going to say faster movement speed. And that's it. So now we can save and quit, close the game, let's restart it. Hopefully everything's gone correctly and I haven't butchered the config file. Now you may have noticed that I didn't put it through a JSON validator, and that is partially because I made the mod and I know the format that it should be, and I'm very aware by saying that if something goes wrong right now, I essentially have shot myself in the foot. So I'm just going to stop talking and let's just see if it actually did load. Then I can then say I know my mod. Yes, there's no errors. So now you can see my field of view has gone crazy high, and if we get the value, it's now 0.6. So if I just remove one of these and get the value again, it's 0.1. So that's worked. I can go, whoa, look at that. That's fast, isn't it? So yeah, I guess the lesson here is to be careful when you're modifying things. And we can see there the description says faster movement speed. And that's essentially it. So I'm just checking my notes if there's anything else I need to go through with you guys. I've shown you the latest log, I've shown you some errors and the weird naming, and I've shown you the resource pack. Just one last note, with the resource pack, in my example here, I had to enable it by going here and then adding it to the selected resource packs. You can find mods online that give you like default, like for mod packs. If you're making a mod pack and you want to make it easy for your users, you can find mods that add default packs for mod packs, so default resource packs are automatically enabled. I actually tried using one when I was testing out making my own mod pack, which unfortunately isn't really going anywhere, so don't expect a mod pack from me. But it is entirely possible for you to be able to do that automatically without having to worry about the user having to set themselves up. So yeah, I hope that helped. Please refer to the wiki. It has lots of information and examples. There you go. So I actually built using an example just to make it quicker. But there's lots of information, there's lots of other things you can do, such as setting only immune to new effects is another example, and conditions. I didn't show you the condition, did I? So right now, we've got the fastness, but fastness for speed effect, but we don't have the other effect. So if we just quickly place some stone, if I can, there you go. We've now got regeneration. So if I jump off of it again, it now expires, and there you go. There's that working. Do take a look at the wiki. Like I said, there's so much information on there, and yeah, I hope this video is helpful. Have a lovely day.